Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to quickly go over some very interesting news that I think is going to be part of the catalyst as to why we see a price increase in the market in the very near future. And of course, we have an article here from Forbes talking about how Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin could actually be seeing their biggest week ever. Now, a lot of this news here is pertaining to what we already know when it comes to Backed and Intercontinental Exchange, which is going to be launching September 23rd. This is a very big ordeal basically for those who are unfamiliar with Backed. Again, it's an intercontinental exchange. They are most certainly related to the New York Stock Exchange. They're also partnered up with Microsoft and Starbucks, so you can see some very, very big name entities are part of Backed here. And when they go launch, my guess is that we're going to start seeing people try to take advantage of this exchange here. Whether we see a flood of money or simply a trickle of money, what we could possibly be seeing is at least some nice price surges, because again, this is going to be a pretty big deal for this particular exchange launching again September 23rd. So we'll have to keep our eyes and ears out for this particular launch here. And again, according to Forbes, we could absolutely see Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin heading into their biggest weeks. So with that information in mind, guys, we're definitely seeing a lot of news talking about possibility of Bitcoin hitting some really nice highs. Here we have CNBC meeting up with Fundstrat's Tom Lee to talk about whether or not Bitcoin is going to be heading to a new all-time high right alongside of the S&P 500. Now, of course, Tom Lee here, again, co-founder of Fundstrat, definitely sees it as this particular way here, that right alongside of the actual S&P 500, we should actually start seeing Bitcoin jump up in price. And he actually kind of explains it here. He says Bitcoin has kind of stalled recently because of the macro outlook has stalled. I think in a world without trend, Bitcoin doesn't go up. And of course, he also states that the next big catalyst, I think, is a decisive breakout in the equities market, because I think once equities breaks to an all-time high, Bitcoin becomes a risk-on asset. And in other words, according to Lee, as stocks go up, so does Bitcoin, at least for now. So a very interesting takeaway when it comes to, again, Tom Lee's perspective for Bitcoin going to all new highs because of, again, the S&P 500. But more importantly, I think it will revolve around the idea of the fact that we do have Backed opening up and launching again September 23rd. So this right here is just another part of the catalyst I think is going to be a driving force why we start seeing nice moves in the cryptocurrency market. You have to let me know what you guys think, guys. I know there's obviously a lot more in the realm of what's going to happen as far as, again, additional catalysts to spark a lot of interest towards cryptocurrencies, and of course then drive more money into this marketplace. But I personally think that Backed is going to be one of those primary catalysts for sure. Again, let me know what you guys think about this. A couple other things I want to quickly go over as well. Now, according to the Forbes article, one of the other coins that should be having a very good week is Ethereum, and we've most certainly been hearing a lot in the news about Ethereum and the Ethereum network. Here we have an article from News BTC that is talking about the Ethereum network demand surges. Will Ethereum's price follow? Now, basically, this is just to let you know that there's been a lot of activity taking place on Ethereum recently, and of course, people have noticed that the price of Ethereum has jumped up. Now, when this article was written, they noticed that the price was roughly around $185. However, if you look at the very top of this article on the right-hand side, you can see that the price of Ethereum has since bumped up to roughly around $197. And it could be higher just simply depending on when you're watching this video. But as you can see, in a short amount of time, 2 days, guys, that's a $12 increase for the price of Ethereum. That might not come across as a lot, but when you look at it in a very short time frame, that actually can accumulate if it keeps doing that kind of price surge. So we are again seeing a demand for the Ethereum network surging. Could this actually again show us a surge in the price of Ethereum? Like I said, if it keeps doing this right here, we could absolutely see a very nice price surge. But I would imagine that with the Ethereum network demand here, a lot of it might have to do with this news here from Deutsche Bank joining JP Morgan's crypto payment network, which is basically the interbank information network system that they have. And of course, this is actually a conglomerate of roughly around 300 different types of banks joined together and assigned to be be on this network, which is built on Quorum. I hope I've been pronouncing that correctly, which that is part of an Ethereum-based blockchain network. So you can see, guys, when it comes to the demand that will possibly be needed on Quorum here, again, it's part of a Ethereum blockchain-based network, and it was developed by JP Morgan, which is also employing the stablecoin JPM coin. So with them onboarding Deutsche Bank here right alongside of those other banks, again 320, Ethereum network is possibly going to be having a lot of demand. And of course, if that is the case, guys, then I would imagine we're going to start seeing a lot regarding the price of Ethereum in the very near future. And it's very interesting. We have another article here talking about Ethereum's daily gas use is at an all-time high as well. So from what we're seeing, with the all-time high of gas here for Ethereum, that could actually be a good indicator. We're going to see some price increase in Ethereum just as well. So something to keep your eyes and ears out for, guys, when it comes to a lot of this news. And again, these cryptocurrencies that might start taking off within the next couple of days. It might take a little longer than a week's period of time, but guys, we have Bakkt again launching here. We have Deutsche Bank joining JP Morgan right alongside of them using Quorum, which is part of the Ethereum network system there. And now we're seeing Ethereum's gas at an all-time high. Well, Ethereum could be one of those coins that has a very good week for sure. And then, of course, we also have the fact that BitPay is going to start supporting Ethereum on their particular platform. So, guys, again, another big move when it comes to what's happening for Ethereum. The Ethereum network here is just more added information and confirmation that we could possibly see a very nice price surge for Ethereum going into the next couple of days, weeks, and, of course, even the rest of this year here. So, Forbes might have it right, guys, when it comes to seeing some really nice weeks coming up for these cryptocurrencies, especially the top performing cryptocurrencies as well. Definitely let me know what you think about this information here, guys. A couple of things I want to quickly go over as well. Now, when it comes to a possible catalyst for a price increase for XRP, we could probably contribute that to the upcoming Swell event that's hosted by Ripple. This is going to be in Singapore from November 7th to the 8th. Basically, Ripple hosts the Swell event, at least has hosted for the last couple of years now. And they usually have some pretty good keynote speakers, which they do this year as well. And they have some very interesting topics that they're going to actually be talking about as far as their agenda. Now, really quickly, one of the main things here that I wanted to point out that Alex Cobb has pointed out that he feels is going to have some significance to this entire Swell event is the talking point at 145, where we see that liquidity is different now. Now, of course, that's been a very big focus when it comes to XRP, and understanding that there's going to be at least a need for some liquidity when it comes to the markets here, and XRP does kind of fit that mold when it comes to the idea of what liquidity could be for this entire ecosystem. So something to take in consideration when it comes to, again, an event that could very well have a good impact in the price of XRP, just simply because our previous experience with Swell events in the past has shown that it definitely had a nice little surge for XRP. Now, afterwards, we did see some price dropping, but of course that happens with basically any of these cryptocurrencies if there's a nice little surge with the price there. So something to take in consideration there. Something else to take in consideration outside of Ripple connecting with all these banks and financial institutions and exchanges and even MoneyGram, if you will, they're trying to work the angle of micropayments and micro monetization. And of course, we have an article here from the Daily Hodl, which might be another reason why we see a catalyst in the price point of XRP, especially for content creators and bloggers. Here we have Ripple-backed startup giving away $100 million to transform web monetization. And basically in the article, we can see that Coil, again, a Ripple-backed startup, is partnering with Mozilla and Creative Commons to launch this $100 million grant for content creators and developers. Not only that, this new grant program is designed to boost coders and creators who support and promote web monetization. So guys, you can see here, again, this is just simply a different angle for Ripple and what they're trying to focus on when it comes to, again, micropayments and micro monetization. So guys, if you are someone who has some content that you'd like to share to the world, to the public, you can do it directly through Coil. I've talked about it in my last video when I got myself signed up, and it's a very easy process. And it allows you to get yourself more acclimated to earning cryptocurrencies as a micropayment. More importantly, XRP. And guys, you know what? This could actually be something that builds up over time. And I know that it's not necessarily going to be something that accumulates a large wealth of capital, but if you have the ability to, get your content out there and let it earn you money, then you can actually take any of that money and put it towards your type of cryptocurrency that you favor if you're looking to get invested that way. Otherwise, this particular method here through Coil will just simply allow you to earn XRP. And something very interesting, guys, if it is something where you actually have enough capital to get yourself into XRP right now, this interesting article here talks about how it only takes $20,000 to become an XRP 1%er. So I wanted to kind of end it on this right here just simply because this is a really interesting takeaway. I know that there's not that many people that I would even be able to surround myself with that have $20,000 loosely sitting around to put towards XRP to become a 1%er. But if you are and you have this kind of money to freely throw away and put it towards this kind of cryptocurrency, think about what your value of cryptocurrency is going to be like in the next 5 years when you're holding $20,000 of XRP right now. So it's just a very interesting perspective, guys, when it comes to this kind of information here. And of course, lastly, I want to make sure that I didn't forget, Forbes does mention that Litecoin could possibly be heading into its biggest week ever. And of course, we already dealt with Litecoin's halving, so the only thing I could really find that I could share with you guys about Litecoin and a possible catalyst for them heading into their biggest week ever is Litecoin price might touch $80 in a week. That's all I really have for you guys. Outside of that, thank you so much for watching any and all of my videos, being a part of this channel, being a part of my Twitter page as well. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at crypto_ginger. And of course, guys, if you are new to this channel, please hit that like and subscribe button if you like the content you see here. And also hit that notification bell for being alerted to new videos that I post as often as I possibly can. So again, thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.